and gentlemen, Team Slovenia. Please remain standing for the finish.
Okay, cool. Okay, we're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Team Finland. Let's hear it for all of our competitors. The home team will
So, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and welcome to the ballpark at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne for today's curtain raiser, Game 5 of the European Championship C-Pool qualifiers here in Ashbourne, County Meath, Ireland, where Slovenia are going to take on Finland. Finland 0-2, propping up the table at the moment. They were made to work very hard last night in a one-hit game against Ireland. Ireland very, very successful against them. Ireland, of course, will be taking on Greece at 5:30 p.m. this afternoon in the day's savory dish. We're really looking forward to that clash here at Ashbourne, but the hors d'oeuvre, the little starter, the appetizer to wet the whistle, we got a fine clash here between a Slovenia team that's 1-0. Stretched out more than they thought they would be in yesterday's game against Norway, their first game of the tournament. They took a 9-1 lead. They were pegged back to a 14-10 deficit and eventually won the game 27-18, which was a bit of a slobber knocker, as they say in sports entertainment. Certainly a slugfest and certainly a game well worth watching. It is a gorgeous, hot and sunny day here at Ashbourne, an unseasonably summery Irish day, as Team Slovenia and Team Finland prepare. Finland, as your home team, are going to take the field. On the mound for them is Jose Mesa, who has caught 2 games and done quite well behind the dish. Now he's going to show his stuff as the other half of the battery. He's going to be throwing to Jesse Bova, who has played second and third so far in this tournament, showing his versatility by jumping behind the dish in the protective gear to be the backstop for Team Finland. Replacing Bova at the hot corner is going to be Timothy Kitowski, starting pitcher in last night's game against Ireland. Actually went quite strongly against Ireland, but was eventually tapped up for a few runs and ended up getting the L in a 7-0 one-hit defeat. Across the infield then, it's Andres Mena at shortstop. Team O'Leary continues at second base, and big Danis Garcia at first. And in the outfield, in left, it's Jukka Kurvinen, the cleanup hitter. In center, Timo Muro, the part-time pitcher. And in right field, Ville Sarman, who came in relief in last night's game. Finland showcasing their versatility. All of their pitchers are also position players. Quite the opposite for Slovenia, who are going to rely on the arm of Luka Kreitmeier, a dedicated pitcher, and as the scouting book says, a strike-throwing machine. So the first batter in today's game is going to be Jan Primozic, the shortstop. Did his job several times as a leadoff hitter for Slovenia in yesterday's game. Got on base, scored runs. Slovenia showcased the running game in yesterday's clash with Norway, as they stole over a dozen bases in the last 3 innings alone. And the first pitch comes in for a strike at the knees. Andres Mena gets us going with an off-speed pitch that falls in for strike 1. And that one misses. Primozic watches it upstairs for a ball. That one's in the dirt. 2-1. So our broadcast today brought to you by Foley's Bar, New York, home of the Irish American Baseball Hall of Fame, in the shadow of the Empire State Building in the Empire City. Foley's. Check out their Burger of the Week on Foley's Bar on Facebook. Primozic. Swings, line drive, center field, and the opening salvo is fired, base hit. So the Slovenian bench below us goes crazy. This is going to be a long 9 innings if they're going to be that enthusiastic about every base hit. But they're an enthusiastic bunch, and that brings up Tadej Breli, the fine third baseman. Had a great day with the stick yesterday. Pickoff move and a slow throw to Danis Garcia is no problem for Primozic. He gets back again at that pickoff move. And Finland have obviously read the report. Slovenia are willing to run and very, very well able to do it. And that pitch misses outside, ball 1 to Tadej Breli. Pickoff move, and again, Primozic dives this time and is safe. A slightly more aggressive lead this time, but a dive gets a hand back to the bag before Garcia can apply the tag. Shows bunt and a back pick attempt, unsuccessful. Breli got that one back on a ball low, so hitters count now to young Tadej Breli. This Slovenian team, all quite young, quite athletic. None of them the archetypical power hitter, but they've got some pop in their bats and some speed in their legs. Another pickoff move. And Jose Mesa is being quite conservative with his runners. He knows that given half a chance, and runner in motion, sure enough to throw to second base, in time, out. And Finland fire an early warning shot to Slovenia. They let them know if you're going to run, Jesse Bova is going to try and gun you down. Great throw, short pop time, and on a line to second base, where the shortstop, Andres Mena, was well positioned. So Tadej Breli now is batting with nobody on and 1 away. And that's in for a strike. And a foul ball for a second strike. And in the space of 3 pitches, Slovenia have gone from 1 man on and nobody out to 1 away and a 2-strike hold for the second man up. From the stretch, Mesa, and in the dirt, ball 4. So Slovenia have another base runner as Tadej Breli draws the walk.
Now batting, the catcher, number 46.
Your umpires in today's game behind the dish, the Greek Dimitris Karounis, at first base Alexander Hartl, and Ireland's own Damiano Iacobelli at third base. So with a man on first, stepping in is Ziga Strukel. Strukel did not play in last night's game. He's the backstop, and he swings and misses at that one, 0-1. His compatriot Lajniak was the catcher in yesterday's Slovenian game, but it was a long game, 9 innings, and a grand total of 45 runs scored. So you can imagine he's quite tired, and he's kind of shook, not fit to play the day game today. So in comes Ziga Strukel. And that's in for a strike. So in between pickoff moves, Mace has been doing some fine pitching here. Pickoff move, and again safe at first base. And Team Slovenia are going to take aggressive leads. Finland are going to try and shut down the running game. There's a swing and a miss in the dirt and gloved. So 2 men away, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, David Lajevek.
21, David Lajevek.
That one bounces up to the plate for a ball. And it's well stopped back there by Jesse Bova, who is going to have his work cut out for him trying to nail down this strong Slovenian running game. Pickoff play and a slow throw over to Garcia. Just to get him back to the bag, no chance at a play. So Brelli at first with 2 away and Lajevek at the plate, and that is a called strike. And there's a fly ball to shallow center where Leary is not going to make the play, and it falls in for a bloop single. They get the ball to third base where the score is prevented, but meanwhile on the throw, Lajevek is going to stretch out that single to a further base. Runners at second and third for the DH, Jan Puchnik now. So that one falling into no man's land between the infield and the outfield. Leary made a great effort to backpedal and get to it, but couldn't get his glove on it. And it falls in for a base hit, a single, and he advances on the throw. And that's in for a strike on Puchnik. Huge lead now at second, short lead at third. Swing and a miss by Puchnik, and the side is retired. So Finland hang up a 0, but they've seen that Slovenia will run hard, and Slovenia going to take the field on defense right after. So back to the action here at the International Baseball Center in Ashbourne. Game 5, our European Championship Soup Pool qualifying tournament. Finland with a chance to strike out for a lead after shutting down Slovenia in the top of the first. Slovenia got runners to second and third. They failed to score. And Timothy Katowski, third baseman for Finland, is going to get this game underway in the bottom half of the first. It is a scorching 21 degrees here at Ashbourne. That is 70 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you watching in the UK or the USA. So on the mound, Luca Kreitmeyer. And as I mentioned earlier, the book says strike throwing machine. Not going to throw a lot of heat, but he is going to throw everything in for a strike. Check swing, but it's a strike anyway there on the first pitch. He's going to nip the outside corner of the zone, and he's going to see an awful lot of success on breaking balls and off-speed pitches. Kreitmeyer, one of the few veterans in this Slovenian team, has played with this team before at senior level. At a higher level at B-Pool Championships, has played against the likes of the Israeli and German teams. So an awful lot of success at high-level European competition. And from his windup, Kreitmeyer delivers. Swing and a miss for another strike. And an enthusiastic throw back goes over his head and into the outfield. But with no runner on, there's no damage. Ziga Strukel just showing off his gun there. They get the ball back into Kreitmeyer. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 called, and that is the first out.
Now batting, the center fielder.
So to bring up the big hitting center fielder, Timo Muro. Pitched in Finland's first game and did no harm to his own cause with a couple of base hits. And of course, Finland almost completely blanked last night. They managed only 1 hit in 9 innings against the Irish offense. Starter Billy Greenfield was perfect through 6. And Sean McNamara, as that one gets in and gets Muro, there's our first base runner of the finish half inning. That one just gets him on the arm. Kreitmeyer a little too high, a little too tight. Irish starter Billy Greenfield against Finland last night was perfect through 15 batters. But has to return to Regensburg, Germany for championship playoff action, so it was on a strict pitch count. That brings up the shortstop Andres Mena, left-handed hitter, and he lines one out to left field where it's going to fall in for a base hit. So runners at first and second on that hard line drive. And he hit that one so hard that Jaka Serbek had no problem grabbing it on one hop and firing it back into the infield, preventing any further advance. Runners at first and second. That's going to bring up big Jukka Kurvinen. And Jukka Kurvinen is a monster of a human being, tall and strong, wearing number 12 for Finland. Right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. Odds in the pitcher's favor. Runners on first and second and 1 away. 1 man in scoring position and a man on first. Kreitmeyer delivers. And Kurvinen slaps that one into center field. No tag at second base as the fly ball is taken. And the runners will not advance. So taken in out there by David Lejevec. And that's 2 away. That's going to bring up the starting pitcher, Jose Mesa. Mesa in his next to last game had a fine time at the plate. Got himself a couple of base hits, stole a couple of bases. Was one of many to be completely shut out of the hit parade last night, as Ireland allowed 1 error and 1 hit and no other base runners through 9 complete innings in a 7-0 victory. Billy Greenfield and Sean McNamara pitching Ireland to victory last night. Big hits from right the way down the order as Ireland scored 7 runs. And that one is on the ground, up the middle to the shortstop, who is going to, misplay it. Finland are going to score a run on a fielding error. That one bounced up and ate the first baseman Igor Drobnak alive. Nothing he could do. He stretched out, tried to make a good scoop and couldn't get it. Ranging hard to his left, shortstop Jan Primozic made a great play to grab it, but his throw was way too short in the dirt. And Mesa makes it to first base. That brings up Danis Garcia with runners at the corners. As shortstop Andres Mena is at third base. So runners at the corners for Finland. Kreitmeyer, pickoff move, unsuccessful. So Finland have drawn first blood in this one. They score the first run of the game on a fielding error. And on 2 outs, there'll be no run batted in credited to pitcher Jose Mesa, but he knows he's helped his cause out here, giving himself some run support. That one's high to Danis Garcia. Popped up, foul ground, and out of play behind the backstop. That is going to force the running Jose Mesa to retreat. So this modest crowd making a lot of noise for the Slovenian defense. Both teams have brought a decent traveling support with them to Ashbourne, Ireland, as they enjoy that famous Irish hospitality, the Cade Mila Folcha. Kreitmeyer from his stretch. That one is clobbered on the ground by Garcia, but it's going to be a foul ball. So Danis Garcia just gets out in front of that one, an off-speed pitch, and pulls it into foul ground along the ground. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to big Danis Garcia. Kreitmeyer goes to his stretch and runner in motion. Check swing, no throw. So Jose Mesa steals the bag as Slovenia opt not to contest it. Wary, of course, of that run. Standing there on third base, but that puts 2 men in scoring position. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And time is called. Slovenian coach Rok Vadas is going to just confer with the home plate umpire. And we don't know quite what that was about, but whatever argument it was, Rok Vadas lost it as he trudges back to the dugout. Runners on second and third. 2 men out. And strike 3 called. A high fastball comes across just under the letters and rings up Garcia. And that's the end of the inning as Finland score 1-on-1 hit and 1 error. They leave 2 men in scoring position. Slovenia are going to take to the plate at the top of the second in just a few. So we're back here for the top of the second in Game 5 of the European Championship C Pool Qualifier. Slovenia trailing 1-0. Finland reached base, threw a base hit, and scored on an error. They left 2 men in scoring position. So that's going to bring up to the plate the right fielder, Peter Milosic. So Jose Mesa pitches from the stretch, and that one's inside for a ball. That one finds his own for a strike. 1-1 the count now to Milosic. And it's a strike at the knees. A good pitch. Took a few miles an hour off it. It just tailed away, but stayed in the zone. And popped up, foul ground, but out of play behind the backstop. Swing, miss, strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning.
Batting, first baseman, number 15, Igor Drobnak.
So the first baseman, Igor Drobnak, is going to come up. Slovenia managed 2 base hits in the first inning, but their running game was shut down as they were caught stealing. It's a strike on the pitch right there. Catcher tries to appeal the swing, but that's academic as the home plate umpire has called it a strike anyway. No balls and 1 strike. That one's on the ground, out to second base. Leary into the glove and across to Garcia, where the play is made, and 2 quick outs are recorded by Finland.
Now batting.
So with 2 away, this is going to bring up the left fielder, Jaka Scherbek. And he watches that one high for a ball. There's on the ground, Leary sliding to his backhand. Fires across to Garcia, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for the Slovenes, and the Finns are going to come up to bat right after this. Okay, you can bring me up. So Vila Sarman is going to step in and try and add to Finland's lead. Luka Kreitmeyer continues on the mound. No earned runs to date as Finland have scored on a fielding error by Jan Primozic, the shortstop, as he made a fine play to stop a ball in the bottom of the first, but then threw it away when trying to record the out at first base. From the windup, Kreitmeyer. Sarman wraps that one on the ground, out to Primozic, a shortstop, chance to make up for it, and he does! Bang, bang play at first base, and he records an out. But a good gather with a low left hand, a fine transfer, and a good strike across the Drobnak. Retires Vila Sarman, and 1 man away for the Finns. That's going to bring up the backstop, Jesse Bova. So Jesse Bova had that fine throw to nail Primozic, trying to steal second. And he watches one in for a strike. Breaking ball that didn't break much, but came across at the letters there from Kreitmeyer. And time is called as third base umpire Damiana Iacobelli tries to temper the exuberance of the Slovenian substitutes who are climbing the fences here at Ashbourne. Bad example to the kids in attendance, so he shuts that one down as this one is along the ground to third base. On 2 hops it goes to the glove, and Drobnak has to climb the ladder, and he gets down just in time. Another bang-bang play at first base retires Jesse Bova. So that's going to bring up the 9th man in the order for Finland. Timo Leary, the second baseman. So Finland's number 2, Timo Leary. Watches that one in for a strike. And that one's up and away for a ball. Squares the count to Leary. Kreitmeyer having a good inning so far. 2 hard ground balls have enabled his defense to pick him up and make the play. Swing and a miss from Leary on an off-speed pitch that he was way out in front of. And Kreitmeyer is going to see some success with the old maxim that if you just throw the ball for strikes at this level, you're going to see some moderate, some reasonable success. That one is up and away. Kreitmeyer does not have overpowering stuff, but as an accurate pitcher, he's perfectly capable of getting a W for his team. Timo Leary digs in. Kreitmeyer paces a little bit. I think he wanted that one, but it was way up, way outside. Definitely a ball. And Leary lines that one to left field, where it is going to pop right into the glove of left fielder Jaka Scherbek. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Slovenes. They're going to come up to bat right after this.
Number 2, Martin Godnic.
So the 9th man in the Slovenian order is Martin Godnic. Had a good day with the stick yesterday in Slovenia's first game, and he watches that one in for a ball low and inside from Jose Mesa. Mesa pitching exclusively out of the stretch. No windup. That one is... Oh, that one clips Godnic on the way through, gets him on the arms, and he's aboard. Hit by pitch. First hit batter for the Slovenes, second hit batter of the game as Timo Muro took one on the shoulders in the bottom of the finish first. That's going to bring up Jan Primozic, who reached base on that line drive single to center field, but was erased from the base paths, caught stealing, thrown out by Bova behind the plate to the shortstop Mena. Pickoff move, and not much of a move, but that'll just keep Godnic honest. Godnic was one of the most effective base runners for Slovenia in that slugfest yesterday. As every time he got aboard, he stole bases and bases and bases and capitalized on the inability of the Norwegian team to shut down the running game. And a jump off and a pick-off move. And again, that's just a high floated throw over to Garcia. No attempt at a play, but just a chance to keep the base runner honest. That one is coming home, swing and a miss, strike one. Back pick attempt, and he's safe. So that's a strike to Primozic at the plate, and Godnic is safe at first base. Pick-off move again, and no play. That one's high over the letters for a ball. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Game 5 of the European Sea Pool Baseball Championships, being broadcast exclusively by Baseball Ireland on Facebook and YouTube from the International Baseball Centre at Ashbourne, where it is a beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's a perfect baseball weather as that one from Mesa misses upstairs for a ball. And at 3 balls and 1 strike, it's squarely back in Jan Primozic's favor. He's already shown that he can hit the ball with the hard liner in the first. Godnic aboard at first, nobody out. And popped up to right field where Vila Sarman ranges to his left and makes the grab. So Godnic stays put at first base on a good catch, and that's going to bring up Tadej Breli, who walked and was stranded at third base in the top of the first. Made his way to first on a walk in the top of the first. There, they're going to try and pick off Godnic, and Godnic not much of a lead to speak of there. As at this stage, Mesa is just trying to teach him the fundamentals. You don't take the lead until the pitcher is on the mound. The throw to second base, not in time. And Godnic has a stolen base. The Slovenians finally get their running game going. It was nice timing on the throw by Bove, but it was just too high. As Team O'Leary had to try and climb the ladder to get it and couldn't apply the tag. So Godnic is safe in scoring position for Tadej Breli, who lines that one on the ground and is going to get through. Base hit. And with the hesitation at second, Godnic is going to be held up at third. So Andres Mena nearly got his glove to that one, but it squeezes right the way through to the outfield. Runners at first and third.
Number 46, Giga Strukel.
It's going to bring up Giga Strukel, who struck out swinging to record the second out of the first inning. And he has a chance to tie this ball game with a runner at third base in the form of the speedy Godnic. Swing and a miss, strike one. And with Godnic in the 9-hole, Slovenia have what's referred to often as a second leadoff. He's got a good on-base percentage and great speed on the base paths and knows really well how to slide. Runner in motion, swing and a miss, and a ball in the dirt. So that's a swinging strike and a wild pitch on which Godnic will score. Tadej Breli in motion before the pitch will get a stolen base. And what was going to be a temptation play to try and either advance Breli to second base or tempt Finland into a throw that would allow Godnic to score from third ends up a disaster as Bova allows the wild pitch. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that's a swinging strike 3, but with the ball in the dirt, Breli's going to scoot all the way to third base.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 21, David Lajevec.
So tie game here. Lajevec has a chance to get Slovenia the lead with a base hit. with Tadej Brely standing at third base and 2 men out. Mesa pitches, and that's in for a strike. Lajovic singled to center field. Gap between center and right in his first at-bat. Made it to second on the throw. That one is on the ground, but a foul ball as Garcia gloves it in foul territory. And that's another strike to Lajovic. Popped up, foul ground, out of play. And way up, way outside in his eyes. Not tempted by that one. Designated hitter Jan Puchnik swinging the bat in the on-deck circle. If he gets a chance to bat, he can make up for that swing and strike on the first. And there's a shot. Left field. Back over Kurvinen's head all the way to the fence. Brely scores easily. Lajovic rounds second and is going to hold up there. Stand-up RBI double for the center fielder, David Lajovic. And a good solid base hit there for Slovenia.
The designated hitter number 25.
Second hit of the ball game for Lajovic. He now has a single and a double to his credit. And up comes the designated hitter, Jan Puchnik. Struck out swinging in the top of the first. So has a chance with a runner in scoring position to make amends. So David Lajovic got his 1-2 fastball, put some good wood on it, and took it right over the left fielder Jukka Kurvinen's head. Pickoff move to second base. Mesa to Leary, but Lajovic has no lead to speak of. Not one of the base runners that the Slovenian team are famed for, but there's a swing, and Puchnik fouls that one out of play. And as we mentioned in yesterday's game against Norway, Lajovic does not look like the archetypical cleanup hitter. He doesn't look big, he doesn't look powerful, but he is athletic, and he showed there some good technique. Another pickoff move. Oh, and he's safe. He gets an arm in around the tag of Leary. That was a sweet, sweet pickoff move by Mesa. Leary just snuck around the back door to second base. Lajovic didn't see him coming in. He was almost trapped in no man's land, but he gets a hand into the bag just before the tag. So Puchnik still has a chance here with a runner in scoring position. Runner in motion, swinging strike and a ball in the dirt. Bova does well to keep it in front of him, but he can't make any throw, and Lajovic is going to advance. So that runner is now at third base. Ooh, and a collision at home plate. The runner is safe as Jose Mesa did not have the ball. So on a check swing, ball high, Puchnik avoided the ball. It skipped all the way to the backstop. Lajovic came in steaming from home. Mesa ran home to try and make the play, which he did without the ball and collided. Lajovic did well to get himself down to the plate. He's dusting himself off with his teammates. He's okay. A little banged up, a little worse for wear, but he scores to make this a 3-1 ball game. And Puchnik's at-bat is going to continue with nobody on. So there's 2 outs here on the inning. And that one is on the ground to third base, where the play, will drag Garcia off the bag. So that'll have to be scored as an error to Timothy Katowski. The throw made it to the bag in time, but just pulled Garcia away from it. So the DH, Puchnik, is safe. And with 2 away, Peter Milicic is going to bat with a man on first base. And well blocked by Bova. Ball in the dirt there. Prevents any advance. So second time through the order here. Milicic has struck out swinging in his first at-bat in the bottom of the second. Part of a 1-2-3 inning. Slovenia enjoying, in the top of the second I should say. Slovenia enjoying a lot more success here as they've scored 3 to take the lead in the top of the third. That one's a ball in the dirt as well, and Bova blocks it again. So the wheels coming off the wagon a little bit for Jose Mesa. Needs to find the strike zone and bear down if he's going to get the third out of the inning and give Finland a chance of tying this back up in the bottom of the third. Check swing. No swing, says the first base umpire, Alexander Hartel. 3 balls and 1 strike on Milicic. And he pops that one up on the infield high. And Mesa calls off his teammates, makes the grab himself, and the side is retired. As Slovenia score 3 times on 2 hits, on 1 error. They get 3 stolen bases. They score twice on wild pitches. So the battery are going to have to sort that out, and they leave 1 man on base. Bottom of the third coming up in just a few. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we go to the bottom of the third, a reminder that you can help the Irish national baseball team with our GoFundMe page. The URL is on your screens right now. This is an amateur baseball team, and their travel costs, cultural activities, food, and board need to be paid for, largely out of their own pockets. Many of our players are involved in NCAA programs in the United States or playing amateur ball here in Europe. So this GoFundMe can really help the national team set up and help us achieve our dreams of Tokyo 2020. The URL on your screens there, GoFundMe.com. Ireland national baseball team, as that one falls in, line drive into fair territory. Rounding first and heading for second easily. A stand-up double. And what a way for Finland to get things rolling.
Fielder number 19,
Timothy Katowski, the third baseman, lines that pitch for a stand-up double to left field. That's going to bring up Timo Muro. So some nice opposite field hitting from Katowski, the lefty. Brings up Timo Muro with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. And he clobbers one out to right field. Trouble ball perhaps. Yes, it's down! And it's over the fence for a ground rule double. That is going to score Katowski at a trot. And we've got a 3-2 ball game as Timo Muro shows the guns. Stand-up ground rule double for him as that one hops the fence 310 feet away into right field, and another good opposite field hit. Good technique from the Finns. That one drew Peter Milicic way out of his comfort zone. At a leap, he couldn't grab it, and it one-hopped the fence. Had it not cleared the fence, Muro could be standing at third base, but here we are. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position, and one scored already in the inning for Andres Mena. And a step off. Kreitmeyer goes to the stretch. And that one is fouled straight down off his own legs by Mena. And second time through the order, the Finns reckon they have a handle on Kreitmeyer, the good junk ball pitcher. And if he leaves anything hanging, these good Finnish bats are going to try and punish it. That's up and away. Good eye from Mena to leave that one for a ball. Back-to-back doubles to lead off the inning. And that one is clipped foul down the right field line. So 2 strikes on 2 foul balls to Mena, 1 and 2 the count to him with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. And he climbs the ladder to get that one. It's going to go to left field where it's going to be caught on the long run by left fielder Jaka Sherbek. He fires a strike to Tade Brelli, and that's going to keep Muro at second base. So 1 away and a runner in scoring position for big Jukka Kurvinen. That pitch way up and out of the zone. An off-speed pitch quite high in his eyes, but it tempted Mena. He climbed the ladder, got the bat to it, but unfortunately deposited it into the glove of Jaka Sherbek. So Kreitmeyer from the stretch. First pitch in for a high strike. Not that high a strike, I suppose, when you consider the sheer size of Jukka Kurvinen. Standing head and shoulders above many of the other players on his team. And that one's on the ground, deep, and a base hit. Muro is gunning. He's going to try and beat the throw home. And he's out at the plate. A great tag by the catcher, Žiga Strukel. A laser throw from Sherbek at left field. Strukel left Muro a sliding lane. And when he got the ball, he just applied the tag.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Finnish coaching staff are going to query that one.
And international competition. Please refrain from abusive language.
So Jukka Kurvinen safe at second.
Jose Mesa.
He's credited with a single, and he advances on the throw. Timo Muro thrown out at home plate for the second half of the inning. We got a 3-2 ball game. Tight, well-played game so far, with the exception of those wild pitches by Finland that have allowed Slovenia to take an early lead. The pitcher, Jose Mesa, is going to be put on to first base. They're going to issue an intentional walk. And Mesa's not too happy about having the bat taken out of his hand, but he gets aboard.
First baseman.
That's going to bring up Danis Garcia with 2 men on and 2 men out, and 2 runs to their credit so far in this ball game. And first pitch swinging. Oh, that might make Slovenia pay. As that one gets away, Sherbek can't glove it. 1 run will score. The speedy Mesa is going to round third. He's going to score. The play at third base is out, but not before the run scores. So Danis Garcia can't stretch that into a 3-bagger on the fielding error from Jaka Sherbek. The ball gets under his glove all the way to the fence. 3-run score on 4 total hits. Slovenia make 1 fielding error, the crucial one there from Sherbek, and they end up leaving nobody on base. Taking a lead here. They are going to go to the top of the 4th. 4-3 up. And we're back in just a few. extension of the first baseline. I think he's having a bad. Okay, bring me back.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 15, Igor Drobna.
So a classic in the making here at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne, European Sea Pool Championship qualifier action. Igor Drobnak, left-handed hitting first baseman, is going to step in and watch strike one from Mesa. Slovenia scored 3 in the top of the third, but Finland answered them back with 3 of their own. Drobnak clobbers that one, left field and deep, but a long foul ball. So in his first at-bat, Drobnak grounded out to the second baseman, Timo Leary. He watches that one low for a ball. Fouls that one away. 2 strikes now on Drobnak. And Jose Mesa is pitching from a windup now. For the first time in this game to the shortstop, Mena. Oh, he recovers and makes a beautiful play. That one skipped up out of his glove and he barehanded it midair and continued his motion to fire a strike across the diamond to Danis Garcia, where the first out of the inning is recorded. Drobnak is out, 6-3. That's going to bring up the left fielder Jaka Sherbec, who made a couple of fine defensive plays but then committed that heinous fielding error, allowing Finland to take a lead in the last game. He just let a line drive ground ball get under his glove. And he watches that one low for a ball and no strikes. His last time at plate, he also grounded out to Timo Leary. And he sends that one on the ground to the third baseman, Katowski, who drops it, picks it up, throws, and throws it away. A bad error is going to let Serbek get all the way up to second base. And at least looking on the bright side, despite the fielding error and the throwing error, Katowski's only going to be charged with 1 error.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 2, Martin Godnic.
So that puts a runner in scoring position for Marcin Godnic, who was hit by a pitch, would steal a base, and would come around to score on a wild pitch his last time up. As he led off the 3-run top of the third. Back up to bat here now in the fourth with 1 away and a runner in scoring position. Mesa back to the stretch now. And the bunt is down. Mesa's going to throw across to Garcia. The play is made at first base. And a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt right up the third base line. Mesa quick to his right to get it. Fires a strike to Danis Garcia. And Godnic is going to be credited with a sacrifice bunt, as that allows Jaka Sherbek to make it all the way to third base. So there are 2 men out, and Primožić, who has a single and a fly out to right field to his name to date, is going to be up for the 3rd time in this ballgame. He watches that one fall outside the zone, low and away. And that one is just high. Comes across over the letters down the middle. And popped up to right field. Vilasarman fights the sun to see the ball, makes the play, and the side is retired. So Slovenia get a man as far as third base, but they are blanked They scored no runs on no hits. There was one fielding error by the Finnish, but it's academic as one man is left on base. And we're back with the bottom of the fourth right after this. So Finland shut down Slovenia in the top of the fourth here in Game 5 of the European Championship Qualifiers C Pool at Ashbourne, County Meath. Your broadcast brought to you by Foley's Bar and Grill, New York City. In the shadow of the Empire State Building, Foley's is the home of the Irish-American Baseball Hall of Fame. And every year, as Vila Sarman steps in, we remember that Foley's celebrate the I Didn't Know He Was Irish Award, with some fantastic luminaries have won that, including Kansas City Royals bench coach Don Wakamatsu. Not a lot of people know that, but Don Wakamatsu is an Irishman. As Sarman watches that one come in for a strike. So if you're in New York and you're hanging around the Empire State Building, check out the Burger of the Week on Foley's Facebook page. Drop in. Tell owner Sean Clancy Baseball Ireland sent you. As that one is on the ground, and it's going to be well gloved by Godnich at second. He fires over to Drobnak, and the play is made. Nice defensive effort by Godnich, as he went a long way to his left and gloved that with his forehand. One away as Sarman is retired, and that brings up the catcher, Jesse Bova. So Luke Kreitmeyer from the windup. Oh, a swing and a foul ball. That one gets away all the way to the wall and back again. A unique feature of the ballpark here at the International Baseball Center is the 4-foot wall under the backstop, which minimizes pass balls and wild pitches' effectiveness. Certainly doesn't allow a lot of people to score on them, as the ball is liable to rebound right into the catcher's arms. And there's a line drive to right field and a base hit for Bova. And he makes it all the way to first base. Hard hit line drive to right field, to opposite field.
The second baseman,
so Bova goes 1 for 2. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Timo Leary, who lined out to left field in his last at-bat. So Finland have lined out hard to the pull field several times and have seen some success when hitting to opposite field in this game to date. Leary watches strike one come in right beneath the letters. He just looks to his base coach, and he knows he had a good one to hit with that one. Off-speed pitch that just hung up there. Pickoff move, unsuccessful as the dive sees Bova safe at first. And a foul ball for strike two. So 2 strikes on Leary. Runner in motion. Ball up and away. The throw down to second base is in time. The tag is made. And Bova's caught stealing. That throw from Ziga Strukel was an absolute laser. And Godnich was in position and perfectly able to adjust to make the tag on the sliding Bova. A gorgeous defensive play there to cut down the Finnish running game, and they've erased that base hit from the ledger. So Leary in an 0-2 hole now with no one around. Watches that one. In for strike 3 at the letters, and he is not happy with that one. And that's going to retire the side. So Finland score no runs on 1 base hit, no errors, and they leave no one on base. Top of the 5th coming up right after this. I'll meet you there and you can buy me a...
Today.
Okay, bring me back.
Tight game, I have to escape the office and get Adrian Sims.
So Adrian Sims says this is such a tight game, he's got to escape the office and come down to join us here at the International Baseball Center. He said he's going to have a medicinal O'Hara's Irish Pale Ale. It is on sale here. Tade Brelli steps in to face Jose Mesa here to get the 5th underway. And he hits that one, pop up to center field, where the play is made and the first out is recorded. Timo Muro coming in, camps underneath it and makes an easy play for a can of corn out. And that's going to retire Tade Brelli. He's going to bring up the catcher, Giga Strukel. So Finland will rue that bottom of the 4th as they had a solid base hit erased from the ledger on a caught stealing. Strukel watches that one in for a ball. Jose Mesa is going to huff and puff at that one, but it was just a tad outside. That's in for a strike, just above the knees. Squares the count at 1-1. And there's a shot out into the gap between left and center. Muro calls off his teammate Kurvinen and makes the play. A fine running catch there by Timo Muro in center left.
Number 21, David Lajavec.
In left center, Lajavec is going to come up. He's had some success so far, singled and doubled in 2 trips to the plate, and has scored on a wild pitch. He has 1 stolen base to his credit as he took 3rd from second base. He steps in with 2 men away. First pitch is high for a ball. So 2 men up and 2 men down on flyouts to center field so far, and Lajavec going to try and undo some of that as he watches that one below the knees for a ball. Finland lead your ball game here 4-3 at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. That was an off-speed pitch, so off-speed that Lajavec was way out in front of it. As Mesa did well to really take a few miles an hour off that one. And there's a line drive out to center field where, no, it's going to get down and beat Muro on 1 hop. And Lajavec is going to be safe at second base. A definite base hit for Lajovic. Muro attempted to slide to trap the ball to prevent any advance, but got his angles all wrong. It skipped over him and allows Lajovic a stand-up double. Jan Puchnik, the designated hitter, is in with a man in scoring position and 2 away. Mesa from the stretch. First pitch swinging, and it's a strike. And there's a shot to left field. Korvanen tracking back. And he makes a fine catch, retreating to the fence to get that one just shy of the warning track. And that's 3 outs. Slovenia scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 man on base as they strand the center fielder Lajovic at second in scoring position. Finland hang up another 0, just what they need. They're going to try and add to their lead in the bottom of the 5th right after this. So Timothy Katowski is going to step in and lead off this one for the Finns in the bottom of the 5th. Had a ground rule double in his last at-bat and struck out swinging to open the ball game. Kreitmeyer from the windup. First pitch misses inside for a ball. Big swing and a miss. In correction, it was Katowski who had the stand-up double. It was Muro who had the ground rule double in the bottom of the 3rd here. He would come around to score on that ground rule double from Timo Muro. Katowski actually hit a hard line drive to opposite field that skipped all the way to the fence. And Scherbeck could not get the ball in time to prevent Katowski taking the double on the full run. And there's a foul ball for a second strike. Katowski, fine young ball player. Was the starting pitcher for Finland in last night's defeat to Ireland, as he conceded 3 runs, all earned. Ireland would later open that out to a 7-0 victory. And there's a shot to left field, deep back and into dead ball territory. That one is gone, foul. Ireland, of course, really reached the heights last night. They were perfect through 7 innings, carried a no-hitter into the 9th. A team no-hitter. Started Billy Greenfield on short orders. That one is going to fall into center field for a base hit. And Katowski's good ball game continues. He follows up his double with a single. And he's aboard with nobody on. It's going to bring up Timo Muro. So Muro was hit by a pitch in the 1st and would come around to score the opening salvo of the game. And then he scored that ground rule double, got himself a ribby as he brought home Katowski in the 3rd. So he's hoping that his perfect on-base percentage will continue, and he helps Finland pad that lead as Kreitmeyer goes to the stretch here. Pickoff move, unsuccessful. Gutowski, without much of a lead to speak of, makes it back with a step. And time is called as Gutowski just addresses his shin guards and shoes. And as the ball comes back into play, Kreitmeyer throws home and gets a good strike on a fastball right down the pipe. Not the one Muro was looking for. That one came across thigh high and he didn't like it. Pickoff move again and a dive, and this one gets away. And Gutowski is going to try for second. Drobnak fires a strike, and it's not there in time. So a fielding error on the pickoff move is going to allow Gutowski to advance to second base and into scoring position. And that means that if Muro does it again, gets another ground rule double, he will have another ribby and Finland will have another run, but all to do for Timo Muro at the plate. He watches that one up in his eyes for a ball. Muro watches that one inside for another ball. As the wind picks up here at Ashbourne, we still have a beautiful, scorching hot summer's day here at the ballpark. Muro pops that one up on the infield. And it's gloved by Drobnak. Drobnak storming in, has no problem making that play.
Shortstop, number 18, Andres Mena.
So one out and a man in scoring position for Andres Mena, the shortstop who has singled and flied out to left in 2 at-bats. Mena, the left-handed hitter, facing Kreitmeyer, the right-handed Slovenian pitcher. And that one is outside for a ball. And that one's up and outside as well, ball 2. And there's a fly ball to right field. It is going to drop in fair territory. And with the runner tagging up at second base, there's going to be no RBI on the play. But a stand-up double for Andres Mena as that one falls into shallow right field and allows him to advance to second base. Just 3 feet shy of the foul line and well short of where Peter Milicic was positioned. So runners at second and third and one away, and big Jukka Kurvinen is going to come up to the plate. Jukka has singled and flied out to center. He would come around to score. One of the 3 runs Finland tagged to the scoreboard in the bottom of the third. They lead this one 4-3, and they have a golden opportunity with one away to add to that lead. Kurvinen versus Kreitmeyer. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That one is on the ground and gloved by the third baseman, who fires a strike across the Drobnak. Good play. Tadej Brely knocked that one down with his glove, picked it up with the bare hand, and fired a hot shot across the Drobnak.
Now batting pitcher number 15,
So there's 2 away,
Jose.
with 2 runners in scoring positions for Jose Mesa. So a base hit could turn this into a 6-3 ball game, but there are 2 away, and Slovenia have a chance to get out of this one undamaged. That was a big, big play from Tadej Brely at third base as he just got his body behind it and knew that he could at least throw over and prevent a run being scored if he stopped the ball getting to the outfield. So Jose Mesa was put on base intentionally the last time he was up, and he scored. He also reached on an error in the early goings and has a stolen base to his credit. He watches that one in the dirt and well blocked by Strukel back there, as he keeps that one in front of him and prevents Finland from adding to their lead. Jose Mesa, the starting pitcher here, trying to help his own cause out, give himself some run support. Line drive up the middle, and one run is going to score. The second run is rounding third. Mena gunning for home, and he's going to score. The ball is dropped on the cutoff, and safe at second base is Jose Mesa. And there's a little bit of a to-do at second base as they struggle to get back to the bag, but Mesa's going to keep his hand on it and be safe. He scores a single with 2 RBIs, and on a throwing error will make his way all the way up to second base.
First baseman, number 27, Danis Garcia.
And a little bit of DIY baseball there from Jose Mesa, as he is the pitcher and he says, I need some run support, so I'm going to smack this one up the middle, get myself 2 ribbies, and give myself a 6-3 cushion. That's going to bring up the big first baseman, Danis Garcia.
I would call that 1 second on the throw.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. Yeah, I guess because we missed the throw.
So Rock Varas is going to come out and just give a little pep talk to Luca Kreitmeyer. Kreitmeyer has had a good game to date. He is responsible for all 6 runs, but that doesn't tell the whole story of the game, as his pitching has been pretty good. He's found all parts of the zone. Danis Garcia clobbers that one to left field deep back and foul, hooking away from the foul pole and into the neighboring Gaelic Games fields. Jose Mesa will retreat to second base. Finland have opened it up to a 6-3 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's up at his neck. No swing. It's a ball. That one is a ball in the dirt. It is blocked and kept in front by Strukel, but Jose Mesa is going to advance on what will be a wild pitch. A very good effort by Strukel to keep it in front of him, but he can't prevent the advance by Jose Mesa. So a runner at third base as Kreitmeyer calls time to gather his thoughts and get back on the mound. He goes from the stretch here. Leans in and gets his sign. And that one is outside for a ball. Jose Mesa is taking a huge and aggressive lead at third base, but with 2 outs, they're not going to bite the bait, and they're just going to play deep to try and get the out at first base. And that one misses. Ball 4. Danis Garcia is aboard, and runners at the corners now for Vila Sarman.
Now batting, right fielder, number 30.
Vila Sarman is grounded out to short and to second in 2 at-bats so far. So he's got to work on his launch angle, elevate that ball, get it to the outfield, and he can potentially score a 7th run of the ball game for Finland. Grounding it into the infield won't do him any favors here. And Kreitmeyer steps off. He will check Mesa back to third base. Big Danis Garcia is not a running threat, but he might take second on the opportunistic play to try and force Jose Mesa home on a throw. Sarman fouls that one away. Fouls it straight down into the catcher's chest guard. That one misses for a ball. Vilas Arman has come on in relief in both of Finland's games so far this tournament, so demonstrating an ability to pitch when needed and a rubber arm, but that's a big swing and a miss for a strike. So he's in a little trouble here at the plate. Strike 3 called, and the side is retired. But not before some more damage is done, as Finland score 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. They leave 2 men on base, and they take a 6-3 lead into the 6th inning. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. Ready. So welcome back to the ball game here at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne. European Sea Pool Qualifier Championship action. Exclusively live on Baseball Ireland's Facebook and YouTube channels, thanks to Foley's New York Bar and Grill, home of the Irish American Baseball Hall of Fame. In the shadow of the Empire State Building, Slovenia trailed this one by 3 runs, 6-3 your ball game. And in the top of the 6th, Peter Milicic, the right fielder, is going to try and get things underway. Jose Mesa is going to continue on the mound. And his day on the bump has been, it's been okay. A little rough in the 3rd inning as he gave up 3 runs all earned, 2 of them on wild pitches. But once he bore down, he was able to get a couple of successful innings defensively. And so often defense is key. Offense can win games, but defense is going to win you a championship like this. First baseman Danis Garcia is playing shallow in case of the bunt for a hit. And that one just misses upstairs. Milicic has struck out swinging and has popped out to the pitcher so far, so he's not having a great day at the plate. Had a far more successful outing in yesterday's day game, but most of the Slovenian team did, as they almost all joined the hit parade. They had a real classic here, a 27-18 win. That one's in at the knees for a strike.
18-18 after 8.
It was an 18-18 tie after 8 innings, and in the bottom, or halfway through the 8th rather, in the bottom of the 8th, as Milicic draws a walk. Slovenia had raced out to a 9-1 lead. They were pegged back to a 14-10 deficit. It went to 18-18 and finished up 27-18. I'd like to see, I've never seen a game like it, but I umpired a game quite like it between Belgium and Spain here in an international tournament a couple of years ago. We saw Grand Slam, and that one from Team Norway. Chris Malsh crushed the ball to deep center. Igor Drobnak is going to step in, left-handed batter, the first baseman for the Slovenia national team. Short lead from Milicic. He's going to take a big secondary. And that one is lined into right field for a base hit. Milicic is going to round second hard. Takes the turn and has a look, and he's going to stick it out there. It's well corralled by Vilas Sarman in right field. He's going to fire that in and hold the runners at first and second.
Fielder, number 7, Yaka.
So a walk and a hit. Sees the runners at first and second with nobody out for Yaka Sherbek, the left fielder. That one, breaking ball, just misses. Little inside. Thanks, dude. And that one is a ground ball to second for one. All the way across to Danis Garcia. They turn the double play. Score it 6-4-3. Textbook around the horn. It will allow the leadoff batter Milicic to make it all the way to third base, but all of a sudden we go from no outs to 2 outs.
Second baseman, number 2.
It's going to bring up Martin Godnic. Was hit by a pitch and then laid down a perfect sacrifice bunt. He has 1 stolen base to his name, and he scored on a wild pitch in the top of the third. One of 2 Slovenian runs to score on a wild pitch. So Milicic on third and 2 away as Godnic steps in to face Jose Mesa. And, oh, that's the fastest fastball we've seen all game from Jose Mesa as he lays it in across the thighs for a strike. And this has been a well-played ball game with the exception of those wild pitches from Finland. It's been a tense ball game, a close one. There's a little bit of jawing between the Finnish and Slovenian benches. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Godnic. And strangely enough, the refrain has been a quote from the immortal film A League of Their Own. There's no crying in baseball. On the ground to the shortstop, Mena. Fires across the diamond to Garcia. And that beats Godnic by a step or 2, and the side is retired. So Finland do really well on defense to tightrope out of danger there. They had runners on first and second, and they ended up recording a double play, and they strand a man at third base. Slovenia score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 man on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th right after this.
Now batting for Team Finland, the catcher, number 3, Jesse Bove.
So after that fine defensive inning from Finland, in which they allowed 2 base runners, but then turned a fine double play and had a very, very good defensive play by Andres Main at shortstop, they're going to have a chance to pad their lead with Jesse Bove batting here in the bottom of the 6th, the catcher. Kreitmeyer continues for Slovenia. Swing and a foul ball to the Slovene dugout. So Slovenia remain unchanged so far in the field. The battery is pitcher Luka Kreitmeyer throwing to Ziga Strukel. Is that a fine game behind the dish? As that one's in for a strike. Across the diamond, they're Tadej Borelli at third, Jan Primozic at short, Martin Godnic at second, and Big Igor Drobnak at first. And across the outfield, Jaka Sherbek in left, Peter Milicic in right, and up the center, David Lejevec. as Bova steps in again. Luca Kreitmeyer from the windup gets his sign. Delivers the pitch. And it's high for a ball. That squares the count at 2-2. Finland have scored in the first, the third, and the fifth to take a 6-3 lead. A chance here in the sixth to pad that. And a shot up the middle, and that's going to be an infield single. It's well gloved by the shortstop Primozic to prevent any advance, but a solid base hit for Bova.
Timo Leary.
As he goes 2 for 3 on the day. He's going to bring up Timo Leary. Has lined out hard to left field and struck out looking in 2 at-bats so far. Bova was caught stealing, so odds are he won't be running, but at this level, you never know. No runner in motion here, and popped up, foul ground, deep back and out of play over the backstop for a strike. So Jesse Bova was Finland's 10th hit of the game, as they have scored 6 times. Pickoff play. Tried to catch Bova napping. He was wrong-footed, but he got a good dive and got his hand in under the tag of Drobnak. Finland scored 1 run on 1 hit in the first, 3 runs on 4 hits in the third. They got a hit with no runs in the fourth, and they scored twice on 3 hits in the last inning. And now they have 1 hit to lead off the bottom of the 6th. A definite change from last night's game, where they were reduced to reaching base twice on 1 error and 1 hit against an imperious Irish team that was perfect through 6 innings and brought a no-hitter into the 9th. And there is a fly ball. The shortstop calls off his teammates. Primovic is going to make this play handily with 1 hand. And there's 1 away. That will bring up to the plate the leadoff man and third baseman Timothy Katowski. Has a double and a single and a swinging strikeout to his credit. Has scored 2 runs. And he is safe at first base. Jesse Bova dives back in under the tag of Drobnak. Kreitmeyer from the stretch gets his sign. The pitch is up and outside. That one's high for a ball. Check swing, but he goes around, so that's a strike. That one was up at his neck, but a very tempting pitch. And the left-handed hitting Katowski does indeed offer at it. And there is a shot out to left field, but this isn't going to prove too troublesome for Scherbeck. He makes a fine 2-handed grab. And that's 2 away. So a runner at first base and 2 away for the center fielder, number 19, Timo Muro.
The center fielder, number 19, Timo Muro.
And Muro can do it all, really. He has a ground rule double for an RBI. He was hit by a pitch, and he later scored in the first. He popped out to the first baseman in his last at-bat. That's when he's going to want back. A fine player with the bat, and he pitched a bit in Finland's opening game. And he watches that one in for a ball just over the letters. Slovenia wanted that one bad, but Muro's not that tall. That one's a ball. And there it is, clobbered to left field. Deep back Scherbeck, ranging backwards, but he is going to make a fine defensive play. Well, everyone in the stadium thought he'd lost that one, but Sherbek recovered, saw it in the sun, and took it at a full stretch on the dead run at the 317 sign. Right up to the fence, and he's congratulated by his teammates on his fine defensive effort. Slovenia blank Finland, and we go to the top of the 7th, 6-3 ball game here at Ashbourne. We'll be right back. Yep.
Slovenia sending to the plate their leadoff man.
So the leadoff man for Slovenia, Jan Primozic, is going to come up to bat. He led off the ball game with a base hit, but was erased, caught stealing, and he has flied out twice to right field in his subsequent at-bats. He's 1 for 3. His 4th plate appearance now as Jose Mesa continues. There's a shot, base hit to opposite field on the first pitch of the inning. So Slovenia lead off the top of the 7th with a solid base hit. Team O'Leary was shading him a little to his pull field, but Jan Primovic hits it into the teeth of the shift and comes up with a solid base hit. As the splendid splinter Ted Williams once said, hit it where they ain't. That's fundamental baseball.
26.
Third baseman Tade Brelli is going to step in. Primozic will run. He likes it. Jesse Bova threw him out in the first. Primozic enjoyed rare success on the base paths, as most of the Slovenian team did in their game against Norway yesterday. Pickoff move, and again, not really want to get him. Tade Brelli has a base hit and a run and a stolen base to his name, all in the 3rd. He led off he was the second man up in the 1st inning. He's hit by a pitch here. He takes first base, so he reaches again. So he's 1 for 2. With a fly out to center field, a walk, and a hit by pitch. He's going to bring up the catcher, Žiga Štrukel. Štrukel has had a fine game behind the dish, has thrown out a runner, but has struck out swinging twice and flied out. He is 0 for 3. And if you can hear that noise, that's the Slovenian crowd here. They brought a fine traveling support with them. First pitch is high to Štrukel for a ball. Štrukel was not the catcher in yesterday's slugfest against Norway. That was Lesniak, who's rested for this game. Štrukel lines that one along the ground. It's a base hit. And Primovic is going to round third and score with ease. Brelli is going to make it to third base. So Štrukel breaks his duck with an RBI base hit, and there are runners at the corners with nobody out for the center fielder, the cleanup hitter, David Lajevec.
21. David Lajevec.
So a little rally going here for Slovenia in the top of the 7th. They trail this one 6-4. There are no outs. Lajovic has 3 base hits. He's 3 for 3. He has scored a run and has a stolen base. He scored on a wild pitch in the 2nd. And with the runner in motion from first base, Finland are going to deke and throw to the pitcher to try and catch Brelli steaming home from 3rd, but he's not going to bite. Scored a stolen base to the catcher Strukel. And 2 runners in scoring position now for Lajovic, who has done damage with the bat so far. Watches that one outside. That takes away the force at second base. So Finland now don't even have the option of trading a run for a double play. That's in the dirt. And Mesa with the base open is going to be careful around Lajovic. Jan Puchnik on deck has not been as successful. The designated hitter has reached on an error and is struck out and lined out. He's 0 for 3. And there is a shot, clobber to center field to Muro. It's going to be deep enough to score the run as Brelli tagging is going to score with ease. And tagging from second base, Strukel is going to make it up to 3rd. So Slovenia will happily trade the first out of the inning for a run there. Sacrifice fly for Lajovic as he remains 3 for 3 and adds an RBI to his total. The designated hitter Puchnik is going to come up now. And your ball game is now a 1-run game, 6-5 with the tying run on third base. Puchnik hits that one to center field. Muro is going to grab it, and it's going to be another sacrifice fly. The throw home. Oh! He got him! What a play by Muro to record the 3rd inning. Oh, he shoots for the moon there. He's ecstatic. He threw that one on a line, a frozen rope throw from center field to home to double off the runner from third base. They get the slightly slower Strukel. 6-5 your ball game as we go to this stretch. What a classic we got. We're going to sing about Katie Casey. We're going to take me out of the ball game here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Dreams. The GoFundMe.com URL is on your screens at the moment that can help Baseball Ireland defray the costs of running an amateur international baseball team. The dream is Tokyo 2020, and the road to Tokyo starts here at Ashbourne. You can help us. Visit GoFundMe.com, Irish National Baseball Team fundraiser, and help us achieve our dreams. Amateur players with big goals. You can help us out. Jose Mesa is going to step in here and It's not, it's Andres Mena, correction. It's the shortstop. He's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. He scored a run. Left-handed hitting Andres Mena made that fine play, that recovery. He started the double play as well in previous innings, so he's done well on defense for his team and done well with the bat as he watches that one in the dirt for a ball. This broadcast is brought to you by Foley's New York Bar and Grill, home of the Irish American Baseball Hall of Fame in the shadow of the Empire State Building. Foley's New York. Check out their Burger of the Week on Facebook. Big swing and a miss from Andres Mena. 2 strikes on the fine Finnish shortstop. And a line drive right up the middle. There's a base hit for Mena. His fine ball game continues. His second single to go with that monster double. He's aboard with no outs. Finland.
Now batting.
Beautiful defensive play from Timo Muro throwing home on the sacrifice fly attempt. Held this to a 6-5 ball game, and big Jukka Kurvinen's going to come up to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He had a 2 RBI single, and he was put aboard intentionally. He has 1 run as well. He scored on a throwing error.
Do I have this right? I'm sorry. Shit, dude. That was number 15. This is... I'm sorry.
A correction, Jukka Kurvinen is 1 for 3 with a single and has scored a run. And that one is along the ground. They're going to start the double play. And start it they can, but finish it they can't. A 6-4 put out. Primovic to Godnich, but Kurvinen is fast enough to beat out the back end.
Now batting the pitcher, number 15.
So Mena's erased from the base paths. And Jose Mesa's going to come up, and indeed he is the one who's 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single and an intentional base on balls that he would later score on a throwing error by the left fielder, Jaka Scherbek. Jose Mesa having a fine ball game on the bump and at the plate. Kurvinen at first and 1 man gone. He shows bunt, but pulls it back out of the way as that's a ball. Foul tip for a strike. And the Slovenian team are getting into it. They're blowing bullhorns, vuvuzelas, clapping their hands and shaking the fences for every strike Kreitmeyer throws. Great team spirit in this young Slovenian ball team. That one is an attempted bunt, and it's fouled to the backstop for the second strike. So that's going to wipe off the bunt sign on 2 strikes. 1 man gone and a man at first base for Finland. They lead this by 1 run in the bottom half of the 7th. 6-5 ball game. It's been a great game to watch. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're watching from Slovenia, watching from Finland, watching from anywhere, let us know. It's a gorgeous sunny day here at Ashbourne. 21 degrees Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit. That's up and away. Mesa not tempted by that one. That's almost over his head. So Kreitmeyer steps off and calls time. He's going to go back into his stretch now. Kurvinen, a very short lead for such a big guy. Good secondary. That's a ball in the dirt. So that is going to fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the pitcher, Jose Mesa. And he pops that one up on the infield. Drobnak is going to try and get this one into foul ground. He makes the play. A swirling wind here at Ashbourne saw that ball pop up almost as far as the pitcher's mound and then find its way into foul territory.
First baseman, number
over first base.
Danis.
But Drobnak follows it and makes a fine play, and there's 2 away. And Danis Garcia is going to step up to the plate. He has a double to his name and has walked once. He's 1 for 2. He struck out swinging, has an RBI to his credit as well. That one's tight inside for a ball. Garcia dances out of danger. And Slovenia have a right-hander warming up in their bullpen as Garcia watches that one outside for a ball. Filip Belicic is warming up in the Slovenian bullpen right now. Norway have nobody going in theirs. That's clobber to left field. Looks like it's hooking foul. And that is a long, loud foul ball from Danis Garcia as that one hooks the wrong side of the 317 sign in left. So 317 feet to deep left, 310 to deep right to Dolan Corner, and 385 to the furthest extent of center field at the beautiful ballpark at Ashbourne. Find out more, search Ashbourne Giants on Facebook or Twitter. As Garcia watches that one below the knees and outside. The Ashbourne Baseball Club is always looking for new recruits. No experience necessary. If you're interested in baseball, visit baseballireland.com or Google Ashbourne Giants Baseball. And Kreitmeyer steps off. Kurvinen, no lead to speak of, doesn't even bat an eyelid at that one. And that's ball 4 to Danis Garcia. Runners at first and second with 2 men out. And up comes the right fielder, Ville Sarman. Sarman has a double to his credit. No, he does not. My mistake. He's grounded out twice and struck out looking once. Not having a great day at the plate. Ville Herman Sarman. So Kurvinen at second. Danis Garcia at first and 2 men dead. Kreitmeyer with a chance to escape scoreless from the bottom of the 7th.
Ville Sarman in the lineup. We have now number 23, Olli Tolpanen.
So Olli Tolpanen is going to pinch hit in Sarman's place, and probably just as well. Tolpanen had a pinch hit, base hit in last night's ball game, the only one that Finland recorded. He comes in for right fielder Ville Sarman, who has had a torrid time at the plate. And he watches that one below the knees for a ball. And Tolpanen, a competent right fielder. It's just going to be a straight swap. He's going to go out and take Sarman's place in the outfield. He watches that one in for a strike. A high one there. Top of the zone strike there on a high fastball. Check swing, and that's a ball in the dirt. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It comes back in Tolpanen's favor. Kreitmeyer calls time and steps off, as he wants to change out the baseball. So he gets a fresh peril from the umpiring team and readdresses the bump. So Ollie Tolpanen with a 2-1 count and runners on first and second. Steps in to face Luca Kreitmeyer. And that one is up for a ball. And Kreitmeyer just looks down at home, says he got the call on an earlier pitch, but 3-1 it is. Three balls, one strike, 2 men out. And ball 4 to load the bases. And Kreitmeyer can't believe that at this juncture, with 6 2/3 done, he's lost the zone. Time is called, and Slovenian coach Rok Vadas is going to approach the home plate umpire. He's just going to ask a technical question, and that's about it. He's going to trudge back. He's going to leave the ball in Kreitmeyer's hands. He's got a chance to go 7 here. Going to bring up the catcher, Jesse Bova, who is 2 for 3 with 2 base hits. He was caught stealing in the 4th and left stranded at first base in the 6th. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and nowhere to put Bova. Kreitmeyer from the stretch. Oh, that one deflects off his glove. Can he recover? He's going to fire a strike over to first base, and he got him! Kreitmeyer with the fine defensive play beats Bova by a half a step. And the Finns load the bases, but they can't score. Slovenia can hang a 0, 6-5 ball game. Inning number 8 coming right up.
Number 2, Timo Leary. Taking over at second base, formerly the catcher, number 3, Jesse Bova.
So we've got a humdinger of a game here at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne, and some changes for Team Finland. Second baseman Timo Leary is going to come into pitch. Catcher Jesse Bova moves to second, and Jose Mesa, having pitched 7, is going to go behind the dish and play backstop for us here. So Timo Leary leans in and gets his sign. Peter Milicic leading off. Slovenia trailed this by 1 run, 6-5 your ball game. And Leary's first pitch is a good strike on the outer half of the plate. So Peter Milicic is 0 for 2 with a walk to his credit. And he fouls that one away for a second strike. And Timo Leary, a utility player, plays infield, outfield, and pitches for Team Finland. And there's a ball on the ground to the shortstop where it's, oh! A bad fielding miscue from Timothy Katowski is going to allow Milosic there. He was looking it into his glove and just whiffed on it.
First baseman, number 15, Igor Drobny.
So Igor Drobny comes up with nobody out and a runner on first base. Drobny has 1 base hit in 3 at-bats to his credit. He has grounded out to second and to short. His fine base hit last time he came up was scratched from the ledger. There's the bunt. Leary gets it across in time to Danis Garcia. So a perfect sacrifice bunt that the pitcher fields and throws for the assist. The putout goes to Danis Garcia. Allows Milosic to go to second base with 1 away. Jaka Sherbek is going to come up to bat now. He has reached base once on an error, but is 0 for 3. He is grounded out twice, once into a double play. Drobnyk's fine sacrifice bunt sees that tying run go to scoring position. Milosic is going to tag on this fly ball, which the wind is going to make a base hit. Milosic is going to score easily. Or is he? The play at the plate, no play. Milosic scores, and on the throw, Jaka Sherbek is going to make it all the way to third. He gets his RBI on that base hit to right field that the wind took all the way away from the right fielder, Olli Tolpanen. And we've got a tie ball game on our hands with 1 away in the top of the 8th. And the go-ahead run is at third base. And second baseman Martin Godnic is going to come to the plate. He's been hit by a pitch. He's laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt, and he's grounded out. So he is 0 for 1. With a run scored on a wild pitch, he has a stolen base to his credit. He swings and misses at that one. The corners are crashed in tight in case of a suicide squeeze. So Sherbek sitting pretty at third base. He popped that one high and deep into right field, and the wind made it land safe for a double. And he advances to third base on the throw. Timo Leary's going to trot back to the mound now. Martin Godnic at the plate. With the corners in to cut down the go-ahead run rather at home plate. And a ball in the dirt. And a fly ball. That one is going to find some real estate out there. Yes, it falls into the gap. Base hit. A double for Godnic. And an RBI. And Slovenia have the lead, 7-6. Godnic comes up in the clutch, and that is our Corks clutch play of the game. Martin Godnic with the RBI double. He clobbered that one. In left field, Jukka Kurvinen made a fine running attempt to get to it, but it just fell away from his glove.
Shortstop, number 24, Jan Primožić.
And, yeah, that's going to be the hook for Timo Leary, who's going to go back to second base. Jesse Bova, who caught 7 innings, is going to come in. Timo Leary's day at the mound is done. He's still responsible for the run on second base.
Should have been out of the inning. Ground ball to third should have been made. That play should have been made. And that play should have been made. Wind is tough.
So 2 wind-assisted doubles and a fielding error at third base have been the story of the inning so far for Slovenia. The leadoff batter, Jan Primožić, is going to be the first man that Jesse Bova faces.
From former second baseman, Jesse Bove.
Bova caught 7 innings. and is going to be throwing to his former battery mate, Jose Mesa, who pitched 7. Gave up 5 runs, all earned. But the crucial one has been the unearned run to tie the ball game. And then some plays that potentially should have been made in the field, but the wind made it difficult. As Slovenia clap and dance, they're happy, they've taken the lead. They feel that they can close this one out now. And oh, to speak Slovenian and to know what the guys are talking about. Primozic is going to dig in and face Bove. He's going to be the first batter to face Jesse Bove in this game. And that's a ball in the dirt. Well blocked by Jose Mesa behind the plate. Mesa has had some tremendous success as catcher in blocking these wild pitches and pass balls in 2 previous games for Finland. Had a decent spell on the mound for a couple of innings. That one's hit on the ground. It's going to get through for a base hit. And rounding second and coming home to score with ease is Grodnic. So Grodnic scores. Primozic has an RBI on the base hit. And 8-6 is your score.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 26.
1 out on the sacrifice bunt.
Brelli.
So Tade Brelli's going to step in. He has been hit by a pitch, and he is 1 for 2 with a hit, a stolen base, a run scored. And he puts that one on the ground to second for 1. To first, and they get the outs they need to get out of the inning, but not before giving up 2 runs. 3 runs, rather, and to concede a 2-run lead. Finland concede 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 crucial fielding error that led to an unearned run, and nobody's left on base as they erase the base runner on the double play. 8-6 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Finland with a chance to undo some of that damage right after this. So Finland chasing 2 runs here, 8-6 ball game at the International Baseball Centre in Ireland.
The second baseman, number 2, Timo Leary.
So Luka Kreitmeyer is going to continue into the 8th here for Slovenia. They do have a right-hander still warming up in the visitors' bullpen. Timo Leary, the 9-hole, and the pitcher for a spell is going to come up to bat. Finland have had 12 hits so far in this ball game. They have scored 6 runs. There it is on the ground out to third base where Brelli is going to fire across the diamond. Drobnak climbs the ladder and gets that one, makes the play. And there's 1 away. So that was the 9-hole. Top of the order going to come up. Kitowski and Muro due up in the inning. Timothy Kitowski has a double and a single to his name. He has flied out and struck out. He has scored twice.
Third baseman, number 6, Timothy Kitowski.
Kitowski made that defensive error in the last inning that was crucial. And now Slovenia get a lefty throwing as well as that right-hander in the visitors' bullpen. As that one falls in for a strike. Good pitch from Kreitmeyer, who has struggled at times in this game. Has given up runs in the first, third, and fifth inning. Has held Finland scoreless despite quite a few hits over the sixth and seventh. That one is way up and outside. Not going to tempt Kitowski, who is 2 for 4 in our ball game. He reps that one along the ground. Grodnek waves away his pitcher and takes it himself. Scored 3 unassisted in your playbooks, and there are 2 away. That's going to bring up the big hitting Timo Muro, who is 1 for 3 with that key RBI ground rule double. He's also been hit by a pitch and scored in the first.
Timo Muro.
So all Kreitmeyer wants to do is to get this out and turn it over to the closer in the 9th. Bottom of the 8th here at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne. And a line drive shot right up the middle. Base hit Timo Muro. A soft liner into center field. He's going to put a runner aboard with 2 away. And going to bring up the shortstop, Andres Mena.
Shortstop, number 18, Andres.
Mena is 3 for 4 with a 2-bagger, 2 base hits, and has scored a run himself. He's having a ball game out there. He's going to try and come up here in the clutch. He represents the tying run at the plate, but there are 2 away. And the Slovenian dugout are cheering on Kreitmeyer as that one is popped up into foul territory but out of play over our heads here in the gantry. It's a beautiful day at the ballpark. If you're tuning in from Ireland, what are you doing this afternoon? We got Ireland-Greece at 5:30. Don't miss it. Free entry, refreshments, all sorts of activities for all the family here at the ballpark at Ashbourne at the International Baseball Center. European Sea Pool Championship action brought to you by Foley's New York Bar and Grill, home of the Irish American Baseball Hall of Fame. Kreitmeyer from the stretch. And a foul ball right off his foot at home plate. There's going to be a second strike on Andres Mena. And Kreitmeyer, you feel, is just 1 strike away from a pat on the shoulder and a nice ice bath. Oh, there's a shot to right field. Milosic is going to try and chase one in the wind, but it's going to fall for a base hit. He lost that one in the wind, and Timo Muro is going to make it all the way to third base. And we could be looking at a completely different ball game here. The wind has played havoc on the outfielders on both sides. Milosic thought he had one, and then he realized he's got to run a long way to get that one, and it falls in at his feet. Andres Mena at first, Timo Muro at third, and big Jukka Kurvinen. He's 1 for 4. He has reached on a fielder's choice and a single. He's flied out to center, and he's grounded out to third. He scored a run in the 3rd inning, 1 of 3 that got Finland rolling in this game. So Jukka Kurvinen against a potentially exhausted Luca Kreitmeyer. Oh, he rings that one up for a strike. Nice pitch, outer half of the plate, low and away. It's not where Kurvinen wanted it. He wants it in his pull field where he can demonstrate the raw power. Runner in motion on a ball in the dirt and no throw. So with a third base runner, Mena's going to get a stolen base as they just throw back to the pitcher. And that one misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kurvinen. 2 men in scoring position. The tying run is now at second base, and there are 2 away on the inning. Korvanen himself at the plate is the go-ahead run. And he watches that one right down at thigh high. Squares the count, 2-2. It's not the pitch Korvanen wanted 2-1. Certainly not one he felt he could drive to the fence. So he lets it go for a strike. And a line drive shot out to center field. 1 run scores. The tying run is going to score. There's a miscue at center field. Lajovic can't glove it. And a base hit is going to stretch itself to 2. 2 RBI single for Jukka Korvanen, who comes up clutch and ties up your ball game. He's going to reach second base on a fielding error. And the catcher, Jose Mesa, is going to come up with a chance to deliver one of the biggest hits of the ball game and make his Finnish fans very, very happy indeed. 8-8 your ball game. This has been a seesaw, topsy-turvy sort of affair here at the ballpark at Ashbourne. The Finns are singing. The Slovenians are tooting their horn as Mesa clobbers that one out to right field, where Milicic will make the play one-handed and the side is retired, but the damage is done. Tie ball game as we go to the 9th. Slovenia gonna bat right after this. So as we catch sight of both dugouts, both teams have reason to be happy, both teams have reason to be mad. 8-8 ball game here in the top of the 9th. New pitcher for Finland, and the new shooter is the former center fielder Timo Muro. They make a change and bring Jan Glue into center field. So Jesse Bova is out of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. We have a host of defensive realignments here.
First batter up to face Timo Muro is going to be the catcher, Ziga Strukel.
Coming in relief, moving in from center field, number 19, Timo Muro.
So Timo Muro had a fine start in the first game.
Will face the catcher for the Slovenian team, number 46, Žiga Strukel.
So you can hear the Slovenian bench there cheering on their catcher. A chance to take a lead into the bottom of the 9th here as the first pitch is inside for a ball. It has been an incredible ball game. We have not expected anything like it up here in the broadcast booth. Strukel fouls that one off the knob of the bat. Oh, check swing, and he just clobbers it back to the backstop. So Timo Muro gets a 1-1 count now. Jan Glue, the defensive replacement for Jesse Bova, he comes in to center field. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And catcher Jose Mesa is just telling Timo Muro to just settle in out there, to bear down, to throw strikes. He's going to see some success. Strukel is 1 for 4, but it was an RBI base hit. It was a clutch one. He also has a stolen base to his name. That one is inside and tight, almost nails him. Gets out of the way, dances out of danger. His teammates shout, I presume, in Slovenian, take one for the team. Get on first base, that's more important. But Muro is really throwing the heat here, so that would have hurt had it hit him on the hip. Strukel stole second, advanced to third, and that one's a ball. Oh, Mesa thought he had it. And then was cut down on that incredible play from Muro in center field. He tagged up, heads up play to tag up on the sacrifice fly by Lajovic, but when Puchnik came to the plate and clobbered it to center field, Muro fired a frozen rope to home. And that's ball 4. So the go-ahead runs aboard with nobody out. Strukel draws a walk. And up comes the center fielder, David Lajovic, who, as we mentioned, had that sacrifice fly to center field in the previous inning. He is 3 for 3 with a sac fly. He has 2 RBIs to his credit. He has 2 doubles and a single. He has scored and has a stolen base to his name. So Lajovic had an anonymous game yesterday and is having a heck of a ball game here today. And he hopes to clobber one into the gap and potentially score that run from first base. The Finnish outfield goes deep. They know the power Lajovic has demonstrated to date. The infield playing at double play depth. The corners at regular depth. And Muro astride the mound looking in to get his sign. From Mesa, from the stretch, the pitch is up and inside for Lajovic. He backs out of danger, and it's a ball. What a ball game we have had the pleasure to witness here in the Curtain Raiser. And hopefully we have an equally exciting ball game between Greece and Ireland tonight, 5:30. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not, says the first base umpire. Oh, mama. He looked like he went 3/4 of the way around, but first base umpire Alexander Hartl says no swing. Finnish coach is going to come out and just chat that one out, but you're not going to get an umpire to change a judgment call like that. They're going to argue that one at the plate, but you're not going to see much success in arguing a straightforward yes or no call. The home plate umpire went to his crewmate. And at this stage, the Finnish umpire is just in danger of getting himself rung up and tossed. And cool heads prevail as he's just asked to return to the dugout. No sanction there. The Slovenian dugout are going wild here for David Lajovic, who is 3 for 3. And that one's inside for a ball. Timo Muro needs to settle down. He needs to bear down and find the zone here if he's going to give his team a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. In the dirt, ball 4, and nobody out. There's runners at first and second for the designated hitter, Jan Puchnik.
The designated hitter, number 25, Jan.
Puchnik is 0 for 4. He thought he had a sacrifice fly and an RBI, but Muro cut down Strukel at the plate last time he swung the bat. He has flied out to center, lined out to left, reached on an error, and struck out swinging. He has no run scored. So Danis Garcia just steps in to discuss strategy with Timo Muro. Runners at first and second. And in below the knees for ball 1. And at this stage, Muro does not want to lose control. He does not want to lose the zone. He does not want to walk the bases loaded. This is the time to come up in the clutch. And that's in for a strike. He took a few miles an hour off it and just went to his changeup. Got it in for a strike, inner half of the plate. Just what he needed. 1-1 the count. In the dirt. Ball 2. And every time he tries to ramp up the speed, he's just losing a little control. So Mesa's going to throw down the sign. On the ground to second base. To the shortstop for 1. They get the double play. And now it's a whole different ball game as they're 1 out away from taking this tie game to the 9th. Team O'Leary dropped to a knee. Flipped to Andres Mena at second. He threw across to Danis Garcia at first, and the Finns have a double play. So the go-ahead run will make it all the way to third base, but we've got a double play and a whole different look to the inning now.
Third double play in 4 innings.
Third double play in 4 innings. The last 4 innings, Finland have turned it on defensively. That's going to bring up to the plate right fielder Peter Milosic. And Milosic reached on an error and would later score in his last at-bat.
No, they've had a double play in every inning.
Well, they actually have 4 double plays in 4 innings. Of course, including that stellar double play from center field by Timo Muro, as that one is in for a ball. Milosic not having a great day at the plate. He has a walk, but he's 0 for 3. Reached on an error and scored a run. He has struck out and popped up to the pitcher. And he reached on a fielding error by Timothy Gutowski last time. He was the tying run in the top of the 7th. And now he has a chance to bring home the go-ahead run, who is sitting pretty at third base, but there are 2 men away. Ziga Strukel at third base. That one is in for a strike. Milosic not interested. At a ball that all he would be able to do would be pull. And that's in for strike 2. And now Muro's bearing down, and he's 1 strike away from getting out with a clean inning and giving his mates a chance to walk this off in the 9th. The lead has changed hands in this game. We've had an exciting couple of hits. Everything has stayed inside the park to date, but a ball in the dirt here. And that is very well blocked by Jose Mesa. Prevents the go-ahead run from scoring. A wild pitch or a pass ball would see the lead change hands again and go to Slovenia. Well, we've got a tie game here in the top of the 9th. Who'd have thunk it, folks? Fly ball, right field, and take it in on a leap. Oh, mama, taken in on a leap by the right fielder. We thought he'd misplayed it for a second. Finland get out of this cleanly. Jussi Saaristo, replacing Olli Tolpanen in right field, makes that play. And what a play it was. Finland with a chance to walk it off now. 4 double plays in 4 innings. Incredible defense by Finland. And they have a chance to walk this off in the 9th. Stay tuned. We're right back after this. Ninth inning of a humdinger here at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne. It's an 8-8 ball game. Finland with a chance to walk it off here. And incredibly, they've sent back out Luca Kreitmeyer for a ninth inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a tie score at 8. Now batting.
So leading off the bottom of the ninth, Danis Garcia, the first baseman for Finland. He's going to step in. Garcia has doubled earlier on in the game, and he clobbers that one out to left field, deep back, and falling in fair. Garcia's going to round first and have a look, but that is just a long, long single. Incredible. How is he standing at first? He can look up and he can praise the heavens all he wants. It's only a single on a deep, deep shot to 317 feet away. And credit where credit's due, Jukka Sherbek shot that one back in quickly, but he should have been standing on second base at that one. And now they're going to replace him with a pinch runner, the potential go-ahead run.
Pinch hitter.
So into the game to run is Sergio Fernandez. He comes in to run for the first baseman. And meanwhile, Tapio Parkkinen is going to replace Jussi Saaristo, who in turn replaced Olli Tolpanen.
Number 11, Tapio Parkkinen.
So Tapio Parkkinen is going to bear down with a pinch runner at first base representing the winning run. Sergio Fernandez, the speedy infielder who played the first game. As Parkkinen watches that one, away for a ball. Kreitmeyer doesn't like the call.
Surprised they're not bunting. Surprised they're not bunting.
And there they lay down the bunt, which is caught! Caught on the dive by Kreitmeyer, and he doubles off Fernandez. Heads up defense from Slovenia as they turn a double play of their own. Kreitmeyer with full extension got himself down to that popped up bunt. A great catch, and then had the wherewithal in his brain to throw to first base where he doubled him off. And oh mama, we could be destined for the 10th here.
Now batting right fielder, number 10, Jussi Saaristo.
And Saaristo in fact came in to replace Jan Glue. So he is going to bat now in this spot. He made that fine defensive play to end the last inning in right field. Tapio Parkkinen erased on the double play. He popped up the bunt, bad fundamentals. But Fernandez was dancing off of first base, and he was doubled off easily. So Kreitmeyer is going to send that one in for a strike to Saaristo. And that one's tight and inside for a ball. A ball and a strike. And popped up. Foul ground, back. And the play can't be made. It's a foul ball. Streckel sliding into the backstop wall, but he's okay. So 2 strikes now on Jussi Saaristo.
Who's number 3, the catcher? He's out of the game?
And there's a ground ball out to third base where Brelli drops it. And now the winning run is again safe at first base, but this time there are two away. Brelli made a good play to grab it, but dropped it on the transfer. So on the E5, the winning run in the form of Jussi Saaristo is on first base. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Timo Leary. And Leary has not had a great day at the plate. He is 0 for 4. And there is a fly ball to right field where the play will be made, and we are going to go to the 10th inning here. We take our tie game into extra innings, and we have free baseball for you here, folks. Oh, mama, what a game. Slovenia take that defensive momentum into the top of the 10th right after this. So ladies and gentlemen, as we go into extra innings here in the top of the 10th, a reminder that you can do that a little bit extra and support the Irish national baseball team's program. It's an amateur program with amateur players, many of whom are in the NCAA in the United States or playing amateur ball here in Europe. So we want to defray the travel costs, cultural activities, accommodation, food, and all the other costs associated with running a successful professional amateur program. So please help us out. The GoFundMe URL is on your screen. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to CEB tiebreak rules.
Tiebreak scenario here.
Extra innings. We've got a
first baseman, Igor Drobnak.
Runner on first, runner on second, and up comes Igor Drobnak. So Timo Muro has a chance here. There's going to be a substitution, a defensive replacement for Finland, as they are going to send Marko Nygaard out to left field. And this is brand new territory for me too, folks. I've yet to call a game with this tiebreak rule in place. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. And Igor Drobnak at the plate. And if you're used to watching Major League Baseball, you would normally see just an additional inning played. We would just go to the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, as far as we need to go. But here we have 2 base runners awarded to each team as we start each inning of additional baseball. So Coach Rock Vadas comes out with instructions to his base runners. There's nobody out. And Igor Drobnak is going to face Timo Muro here. And it's in for a strike. And of course, having watched the last 4 innings result in 4 double plays, what are the odds we're going to see another one here? A force out at third, a force out at second, a force out at first. And a bunt. And they're going to take the sacrifice bunt. They throw it over to Jukka Kurvinen at first. So it's Danis Garcia who's, well, he came out of the game for the pinch runner. The pinch runner is going to be replaced by Marko Nygard, who's going to go to left field. Jukka Kurvinen is going to skip over to first base.
Number 7, Jukka Serbek.
So 1 away and 2 runners in scoring position for Jukka Serbek. 1 away on the sacrifice bunt. And they're going to put him on. So the intentional walk is issued to Jukka Serbek. And now there's runners everywhere with 1 away, and up comes Marcin Godnic. And Godnic, of course, had that clutch RBI double to once before give Slovenia the lead. So the tiebreak runners are at second and third. The corners crash here to make a play at the plate. And that's in for a strike. So Muro has his corners in. And his middle infield at double play depth. As that one is wide for a ball. Game 5 of the European Championship qualifier C-Pool action here at the International Baseball Center at Ashbourne. We're in extra innings here. Tight game, 8-8. Shot right up the middle. A fielding error. And they're going to get one. They cannot get the double play. No error is going to be recorded. Score that 4-6-3 in your scorebooks. As it's deflected to Andres Mena, who throws a strike to Jukka Kurvinen. But in the meantime, the go-ahead run will score in the 10th. 9-8 ball game. And 2 away. Runners at second and third for the leadoff man, Jan Primozic. Has hit safely in his last 2 at-bats. Has an RBI and a run. 2 singles. And a shot out to left field where Nygard will make the play. And the side is retired, but not before they've tacked on the go-ahead run. Finland coming up to try and win this one in the 10th. They trail it by 1. We're back for more Texas tiebreak extra inning action right after this. All right, bring me back. So as Finland send their tie-breaking base runners to the field, we have the top of the order due up, Timothy Katowski, the third baseman. The runners are going to be Marko Nygard and Timo Leary. No, it's UC Saaristone, Team O'Leary, the last two outs.
Attention, please. Now on the
New
mound,
pitcher
Slovenian
is
national
Rok
team, number
Čuček for
55.
Slovenia.
Rok Čuček.
And you watch a ball in the dirt there. Čuček threw 99 pitches in his start yesterday. I spoke to him just before the ball game. He said he didn't want to come in, but he was ready if his country called. So a fine ball game so far, as Katowski is 2 for 5. He shows bunt and he takes it away for a ball 2. He has singled and doubled and scored twice. He came home on the monster ground rule double from Timo Muro. And he scored on the double by Andres Mena too. Showing bunt and getting it out of the way, a wild pitch. All the way to the backstop. 2 runners are going to go to scoring position. And Katowski has a chance to swing the bat. 3-0 is the count. He's probably going to take on this one. Čuček might put him on. Lefty, lefty. He's got the favorable matchup. But on 3-0, he might just opt for the first base. Force out. Now Čuček's going to throw to him. And right down the pipe for a strike. 3-1. Hitters count to Katowski. No chance of a ground ball double play here. If Slovenia can concede a run for an out, it's a tie game, and the best they can hope for is to go to the 11th. And there is a shot, but it's a foul ball. He didn't straighten that one out to opposite field. That wild pitch could prove crucial here. 3 balls and 2 strikes, no outs, and 2 tiebreak runners in scoring position. The infield is going to shade him at the corners. That's ball 4. The bases here are loaded. And Timo Muro, currently the pitcher of record for Finland, is going to have a chance to win this ball game all on his own.
Now batting pitcher number 19, Timo Muro.
So no outs. All the bags are juiced. Timo Muro is 2 for 4. He has hit that RBI ground rule double and singled. And he was also hit by a pitch and would later score Finland's first run in the bottom of the first. The infield in to prevent the runs scoring. So a fly ball to the outfield could win this. Muro watches strike 1. Knew he had a good one to hit there. He shakes his head and spits. This is about as exciting as baseball gets. Bases loaded in the bottom of extra innings. Oh, it didn't get any better than this. Čuček to Muro. Check swing, no swing. On a ball outside, squares the count 1-1. Rok Čuček was icing his arm just before the game. 99 pitches in the start yesterday. But his country has come calling. He has a chance to send them home victorious. That one's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Finland with a gilt-edged chance to win it. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Even a double play could see a run score and the game go to the 11th. He watches that one outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count to Muro. Čuček the lefty. Muro the right-handed batter. Check swing. No swing! Čuček has walked in the... Oh. What is the call? Oh, it was a miscount. A miscount. Unfortunately, that was not 3 balls and 2 strikes. That was 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that's a 3-2 pitch. Little bit of confusion over what's going on. See, I thought prior to the pitch it was 2-2. The umpire signaled that it was 3-2. And then the pitch came in wide, low, outside for a ball. So going by the umpire's call, they're going to go to Susana Santos, the chief scorer, to find out what the balls and count is. And it is 3 balls, 2 strikes was the count. That's the 4th ball. The free pass is issued, and Čuček has given up the tying run. So there's nobody out. Finland with a chance to walk it off now in the bottom of the 10th. And up to bat, the fine shortstop, Andres Mena, who's having a great game. He is 4 for 5 with 3 singles and a double. He has scored twice, and he has flied out to left field.
Now batting shortstop number 18, Andres Mena.
Even a double play here gives Finland a chance to win it. Slovenia simply have to cut down the run at the plate. Foul ball, strike 1. Mena swinging at that one. You feel he's going to swing at anything. Any good contact here is probably going to score a run. Only a line drive back to an infielder or a ground ball that they can throw home for the force out is going to stop Finland from winning this game. Of course, a strikeout by Čuček would be just as good. And there's a line drive shot. Back, deep, center field, falling in. Game over. Walk-off single. As Leary scores and the crowd goes crazy. Finland win this one. They walk off 10-9 in extra innings.
Dramatic finish.
Hat tip to Andres Mena, who clobbered the stink out of that ball. It would have been a triple, possibly an inside the park home run, but a single is all we need, and a single is all he gets. RBI, base hit, walk off. And Slovenia are going to feel the burn on that one. They were made to work very hard in 2 successive games. They go to 1-1. Finland go to 2-1, and their championship isn't done and dusted just yet. What a ball game. Unbelievable stuff here at the ballpark at Ashbourne. As the Slovenian center fielder David Lejevec appears to have injured himself going for that. He pulled a hamstring chasing down that ball to the outfield. A ball he didn't even need to run after, as that one is done. Finland scored 10 runs on 15 hits. An incredible team performance by Finland. They got 4 double plays in 4 innings to end the regulation time. They conceded 1 run in the top of the 10th, but scored 2 to walk it off in the bottom. Slovenia, 9, but Finland, 10. That's your ball game. My thanks to Kevin Cosgrove and Joe Zeffrin here on production. Thanks to Foley's New York Bar and Grill. They brought you your broadcast. I'm exhausted. That was amazing. Let's hope for similar. Ireland-Greece at 5:30. Join us then. Until then, safe travels, and we'll be with you soon.